Hello guys, we are back for round 2 of the Reckoning on the River presented by Visit Bainbridge. We are here in Georgia for a B tier. Got MPO round 2, bringing it to you from Clay Edwards and
Ryan Monn. This event is powered by Prodigy. Make sure to give A-Storm Pro a follow on all the socials.
And I don't think we mentioned this in round 1, Ryan, but this B tier has $15,000 of added cash.
That's most A tiers you'll kind of see around the country.
Yeah. So that, attracted a lot of big players, and we got Ace Run Pro here to show you them on coverage. Starting off the card, we got Bradley Williams out of Austin, Texas. Shooting a really good 10 down round 1.
Got Silas Schultz, also that 1051, rated round 1, tied with Bradley at 10 under at the top.
Hey, I've seen this guy before, Ryan Monn. Shooting an 8 under par, 1036 rated round 1, earning a spot on the lead card.
Lastly, we've got Nathan Queen, 1021 rated from North Carolina, got a 6 under and won that PGA member battle. Moved right into hole 1, par 3, 355 feet. Dead straight, gonna carry this little OB pond or lake to start off. Just gonna throw a dead straight shot, fairway, mid-range will work, and something to just stop short of the water.
Bradley Williams.
So I believe we were dealing with a headwind left to right on this shot. So players were opting to go a little more stable to prevent from flipping something over in the water. And that was a very common result as well there.
I agree with you there. That's where I ended up round 1. Well, we got Silas Schultz here throwing an MD5. As I headed at in the first round, I like this play when the wind picks up because you can kind of just go to the same disc. You don't really have to switch angles because how overstable the disc is.
Yeah, he can still really commit to that shot, knowing it's going to fight out just like this. And
it's a good reaction.
Man, what a shot.
Next on the card, sponsored by Discraft, Ledgestone, Drive Bags, and C1 Disc, Ryan Monn.
I'm throwing an Athena here. Trying to step up from the Passion I threw day 1 just because of the wind.
Yeah, a bit more of a stable disc from me here. See, Big Ramon letting one loose. Just getting over on it a little much, or turned more than you expected?
Turned a lot more than I expected. But just outside circle for a par.
Yeah, you'll have a good look at taking that 3. Curious to see what Nathan does here, being a lefty. There is some gaps out wide left.
I believe that is what he's going for here.
Yeah, so
It was a little soft in my opinion. But what do I know? It's still 10 high.
man, if he looked like he just got that a little low, so he didn't have time for the disc to swing.
Bradley wants no part of that. Says I'm good, bro.
Yeah, and
Nathan wanted a piece of it.
Nathan giving it an honest effort.
He's a good putt for that.
Yeah, nice and floaty. Here you are, stepping one in. Were you just outside the circle there?
Yeah, about 37.5 feet. I like to do that. I like the step putt. I enjoy it. I thought they were going to ban it, so I kind of went away from it. But now that I hear that there's no ban, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, and you kind of had a good angle putting at the basket, not directly at water.
Yeah, then that's pretty much why I ran as hard as I did.
Yeah.
There's really no danger. I was going to go 25 long if I airballed at the worst.
Makes sense. Moving into hole 2, 725-foot par 4. Really want to go straight off the tee, land somewhere just past these trees here, off to the right side, to set yourself up for this right to left shot through this tunnel over OB, which shouldn't really come into play, and then around the corner up into the green. This is one of my favorite holes on the course. Just takes two really well executed shots.
I agree with you there. This is definitely some good thought into the design. Silas rips on this FD right here.
So that is looking outstanding.
He was scared that he was close to that OB, and that's some good power if you're scared of that.
Yeah, and
that's a great shot.
Ends up paying off because he's in a great spot. Brad also middle of the fairway. You're happy with that?
Going back to this Athena, just low.
Yeah, good angle there. Not really much ground play, but you'll be in the middle. Players are really trying to avoid finishing left because that kind of pinches off your angle, as we see Nathan here going with kind of a hyzer out around. Just catching that last middle tree.
I don't know if that was going to go B, though. That could have been kind of close. I didn't love it out of his hand. I wish he had a little more turn on it, but I guess we'll never know.
Maybe a good tree in the end. Ryan here.
Throwing a big Z-nuke just early.
Yeah, and pretty far away. Would have been a pretty spectacular up and down from there, but I'm sure you're happy with the par. So Nathan doesn't throw many forehands, so we'll see what he can manufacture here.
Jump, and that was a pretty well executed shot from there.
Yeah, not sure not sure what disc that was, but hit the gap very nicely.
Brad, some halo disc, maybe a destroyer. Perfect. And that's how you draw this hole up right there.
Yeah, I'm going to say I feel like I'm in school right now because that was textbook.
Silas MD5 mid into this pin is kind of crazy.
Just shows you how much power he's got.
That is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm throwing distance driver from that spot.
I mean, probably.
Just to get that extra fade and skip.
He says, no, let me rip on the mid-range. Pretty simple up and down here for Nathan.
Yeah, and again, if you don't really get a great tee shot on this hole, par's good.
Or no part of that one. I kind of like that distance where Nathan just putted from to start your round, Kind of gets the juices flowing a little bit.
Agreed. Maybe right around that 20-foot range. It's not a gimme, but it's one you should make. Couldn't agree with you more on that.
Me and Nathan will take 2 pars, and Bradley and Silas will clean up their birdies. Hole 3 is a par 3, 415 feet, one of the easier holes on the course. The more intended gap is to the right side of the tree where the drone is flying, and to the right side of this tree also, right there, and just hyzer it in, get a nice skip. Everybody on this card is looking to get this one, I would imagine. Even though Nathan is a lefty, I believe he's going to go with that left gap we saw Albert go with round 1. But as you can see, he plays as the second easiest hole on the course.
Yeah, and today we had a pretty favorable wind coming off the right shoulder. So you could really just throw something pretty stable outright, just like this, and trust that it was going to find its way towards the pin.
Yeah, especially when you get that skip too, it's kind of just floating in the air, and the wind can kind of carry it there as well. Great shot there from Silas. Brad with a similar looking line. Maybe a little straighter. But that'll do just fine as well.
Gets the good skip right into the circle.
Going back to that same nuke I threw on the last hole.
It's a good angle from you. Yeah.
Threw a little lower than I did the day before, so good correction. That definitely feels good.
Nathan going with this left side gap.
Tags that branch that still gets up there, though.
Yeah.
Very helpful branch.
Okay.
He liked the branch, so.
He saw something we didn't there.
He's still inside the circle here, I believe, so. Had a good amount of power on that shot.
Yep.
Great birdie there. This is definitely one everybody wants to birdie, so. Kind of feels like a missed opportunity if you don't get it almost.
Especially with that really helpful wind we had off the tee. This really helps with the distance on this hole.
This is shaping up to be all birdies on the card. Nice one there from Brad, and I will try to do the same.
Good display from the lead card there. Hole 4, par 3, 380 feet. Basket is dead straight from the tee pad. Got this big guardian tree. The common play you'll see is a straight fairway driver, keeping it low under these branches and have it just slide up to the pin. Yeah, really you just got to control the angle and the height here. That's crucial. We do kind of have that left to right headwind, so that is making this shot a little trickier.
Yeah, I was just about to add that. That's normally I go with the right side play, but today I pulled an audible. So that is perfect shot.
Silas looks like he's going with that mid-range again.
Trying to get 4 through 4. Calm Wendy's.
Bradley throwing a... Is this a T-bird maybe, or...
I would assume it's a T-bird or a straight 7-speed. The entire weekend I saw Bradley throw this thing, I kept thinking it was going to be a little more straighter, at least for today's round. I'm going with that Athena. Just going to throw a flat.
Yeah.
I knew what to do in hole 1. I was trying to make sure it did the same thing.
Yeah, and that's a great shot. So here, Nathan, we'll see go with a little bit more of a wider hyzer, I would imagine.
No, you're just going kind of low with it. I do think this hole kind of plays better for a lefty almost. You don't have to deal with much ceiling if you get the right angle on it.
Yeah, I think if you kind of throw out in the direction Nathan did there, it's a bit more open.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to contend with the ceiling quite as much. He just gets it a little straight.
Has a long look at it. He's going to step it, and it's going to be dead center.
Great putt.
Yep, that deserves a run back, so he's going to get it.
Right in the center. 2 good putts in a row.
Definitely gets the confidence up.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll really get some momentum going with that.
Bradley, right side. Here he is again. First par, should be a nice cleanup. That's going to be unfortunate there. Myself, a little left side. Those always catch.
Yeah, what were you, about 20, 25 feet there?
22 and a half, let's go with that.
Right in the middle, I like it.
Silas, 4 through 4. Brad's gonna Oh, that was going to throw a practice putt there.
Thankfully, he did not.
That would have been a stroke on him. Let's move into hole 5, par 4, 710 feet, 2 gaps. Jerome is flying up this middle gap. There's also a right side hyzer and even a left side over the road. You want to land anywhere around here will do, and have a pick your poison up shot, forehand, backhand over the road, whatever you really want to enter this guarded green.
Yeah, this hole we might see a little bit of this and a little bit of that from the players. OB left and right all the way down the fairway.
Yeah, there's also OB path down the right side I forgot to mention. And that's piped.
And that's great.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
You can't really ask for anything more than that. I'm throwing a nuke here.
Going for that hyzer gap.
Good spot. Good shot just on that tree.
Yeah, that's a bit of an unfortunate lie there.
The backhand's kind of out of question now. Nathan, as I hinted at earlier, is going up this left side. I like this play for the lefty.
Yeah, and while you do kind of have to throw over out of bounds initially with this shot, it's the most open. I think if you can keep that disc on hyzer, there's really no danger.
Yeah, as long as he throws the correct disc and doesn't misread the wind or anything, he should be good to go.
Yeah, whereas the middle gap we see there and the hyzer route that you took, you're just bringing trees into play. And like I said, with OB left and right, the kicks can be looming.
I agree. Brad still trying to get this one up and down.
And that
does great work.
Is a fantastic shot from where he was.
Nathan here. He's going to go this up the middle. Trust the disc. Weird kick. It's going to work out.
Yeah, kept it on a good angle the whole time. Obi gets a little tight around the green, so if you get a little wayward with your shot, it can really sneak out of bounds on you.
I'm going with a force here, and I just pulled that over.
Yeah. Going into that wind, maybe.
The wind and my body just instinctively backed off the tree and I went right. But this was tough anyway, so.
Yeah, Silas here after a great drive. Looks like he's going back to that straight mid-range.
A little short, but still a look at the birdie. That's what you can do out here. Just give yourself a look for the birdies. It's a little swarm up shot for me.
Yeah, good up and down there. Bradley.
Bradley buckets.
That's an incredible birdie. Let's run that one back. Maybe 50 feet out.
Like perfect putt. If you want to look at a putt to resemble, he does it perfectly. Leaves the hand out straight at the basket where he wants to release the disc. Doesn't pull it back. Perfect putt there for Brad. Oh my goodness.
Another big putt.
We're going to get a run back to 2? Yes, we are. That one's always going to catch for the lefty as well. Silas, can you make it 3 in a row? Just like the Chiefs. Doesn't make it 3 in a row. I'll take a bogey on that one, unfortunately. Good cleanup there from Silas. Still like a scary one a little bit.
Double big putt.
Moving on to hole 6, we have a 350-foot par 3. Straight gap all the way up this fairway, throwing over an OB creek. If you got a forehand and you're a right-handed player, you're going to want to bust it out on this hole. Really trying to get the disc to push as straight as you can and then have a nice fade. The basket's maybe 40 to 50 feet off to the right. Bit of a low ceiling off the tee as well, so it's really tough to throw that backhand. Sets up great for a lefty.
Pulls this one a little bit. Hits that tree.
Does it
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Good result there.
Mm-hmm.
Job is not done yet, though. He'll have
Tricky approaching.
some work to do. Bradley throwing this forehand. This looks great.
Yeah, I like this. If it gets back to Heiser, misses that tree.
Oh, it just...
Still puts him inside the circle, though, so can't be too mad about that one.
It could be just a par now.
Brad's always a funny guy to play with. Silas, cloud breaker.
And this looks really good, too.
It's a
Straight
good check
skip,
skip.
yeah.
Side of a tree. But it was good.
And I'm going to throw that same forehand force I threw in the last hole. Just got to throw it more Heiser, which I end up doing.
And this looks great. Yep.
Great line.
I want to give a shout out to Gavin Phillips, who I played with round 1. He actually ended up getting the ace on this hole.
That's a good one. Heard he just got a little one-hop skip in. So
Yeah.
it's kind of how you draw it up to get the ace too.
Yeah,
You don't want to err on this one.
It was very similar to your shot and just hopped right in the basket.
Brad for his birdie. Just low. Silas with a birdie. Watch this move he does here, okay? He takes his mini. I'm not looking. Marks my disc.
Whoa.
So he gives my disc back to me. I'm like, yo, did you pick it up? I thought he was tapping me out. I was like, you can't do that. He goes, nah, look at the ground. Good old Zach Melton trick. Let's move into hole 7, par 4, 670 feet. OB to the right, OB to the left, OB straight. You want to throw a forehand, backhand, or a roller. To right about here, I would say. Then you have an array of options, really. Backhand through here, backhand up, whatever you really want to do to make that gap.
Yep, coming in as the 4th hardest hole on the course. I think you just want to keep this one simple.
And don't try to do too much, but
As Silas lays
that's
down,
not Silas's motto.
as he hammers a roller, which ends up great.
Perfect.
It shapes up really well for this hole. If you got the right disc that goes that 400-foot distance, it's a good play. Here's what I say most players do on this hole. Just a nice forehand, getting it to push out straight and then fade late.
It didn't go as far right as I wanted, but it'll be, as I said, just fine. Nathan, similar shot to me, just with the opposite hand.
And I don't think any of these players are really stepping up to this one wanting the birdie or feeling like it's a must-get.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you want the birdie on every hole, but must get for sure. It's not one of those.
But I think as Bradley puts one right in the middle there.
We're all in position to get one.
Yeah, you don't want to get too aggressive. You want to just give yourself a look at this gap coming into the green. Bradley going with that Heiser
He kind
again.
of says what gap, you know what I mean? Takes it above the trees and puts it to
And that's
12 feet, 15 feet.
That's the first time I've seen that work out.
Yeah, same. Throwing an Athena here.
Here's the intended fairway that you were just absolutely filleting. Great shot.
Thank you.
Do like that high play, though. It kind of takes out that initial gap and probably gives you an easier par, I would say, if it pushes at all.
I would 100% agree with you. Silas throwing a P1 here. gets a little sneaky through the greasy danglers, and that's going to work out as well.
Loving that
So
on hole
3
7.
through the gap so far. Let's see what Nathan can manufacture here. Dang.
Silas always happy to be out there on the course.
Mm-hmm. Nathan, turnover mid-range. If that's just not perfect, I don't know what is.
That was beautiful. Playing a little tougher for that lefty backhand.
I would.
But he doesn't
say
care about
so.
that.
Nope. I make the birdie to get this one 2 days in a row, which I am very proud of myself for.
Yeah, good bounce back from you after getting that bogey on 5. Carding 2 birdies in a row.
Good birdie there from Silas, and I think we're looking at another star frame.
Which on this hole is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's what we're talking about. We're like the course designer is going to watch this one and make the hole harder somehow.
I hope not. Oh, that's really well played from you guys.
Kind of sad to birdie this hole and not get a stroke on the card. Feels wrong almost.
I could totally see that. As we move into hole 8, we have a par 3, 340 feet. Pretty tight gap off the tee here. You're going to want to push something straighter than you think and then have a late fade stall to the basket. Pretty unique hole here. I think you're going to see a lot of players opt for kind of a high, stable to overstable disc, fairway driver. Again, it just pushes kind of straight and then fades left at the end of the flight.
It's going to be tough for Nathan as well. We know he doesn't throw too many big sidearms. See what he can pull out of his hat. His bag of tricks, maybe.
And Silas there, not really getting a lot of ground play. Hitting the fairway pretty well.
I'm going with the Nuke OS. Here's a faster disc. Just don't want to throw it. Just don't want to contend with that first wall of trees, kind of. Make sure I get the distance.
I like it. And yeah.
Kind of almost went in the basket there for a second.
It's kind of a good shot. So this is going to be tough.
Turnover. That's epic. I cannot lie. That is epic.
And did that sneak through the corner?
I think it was just in front of the corner.
Okay.
I think it was pretty much as ideal as he could draw it up, throwing it back in on this hole. Bradley, he does catch that corner, but still pushes up there a little bit.
And again, we don't really see anyone contesting with the back edge of the fairway.
Maybe we were a little scared of it.
Yeah, this hole really kind of suckers you into throwing that shot a little bit early, considering you have to get so left off the tee.
Slightly better attempt.
Nathan for a sick birdie for being a lefty. He converts.
Nathan's feeling it.
5 under through 8 is a great score.
Nice.
I'm only one back of that pace at 4. This is about the time where I realize, everyone on the card is playing good. We all birdie hole 7. So nobody's playing bad.
Yeah,
It's always fun to watch.
Everyone's keeping the pace, making it interesting.
hole 9, second hardest hole in the course, straight fairway driver through this gap to right about here, I would say. Forehand or backhand, pick your poison. You either want to fade in the middle of the fairway or backhand. You get a late baby fade to right around here. So you up your angle a little bit and then throw a nice backhand hyzer into the pin, which is tucked off to the left. There is some retention ponds OB right on the first shot, left on the second shot, right on the third shot. Very tough hole. Treacherous. It's a good little skip right there to put me in the center.
Yeah, a little bit short maybe.
But I'll take that every day.
But you're in the middle of the fairway.
A par is great on this hole. Birdies might be asking a little too much, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much danger. And if you get off the fairway at all, the hole's playing long. Silas with the super committed shot there, catching a late tree. Might be in an okay spot. Bradley going back to that fairway driver.
Flips it up a little too much. Yeah.
Catching that same group of trees that Silas did.
Has to be the most hit tree on this hole. If that one falls one day, this hole becomes so much easier. And Brad said he was actually going for this shot.
So Brad,
he said he was intending to go through all the trees.
Sometimes you just
I don't know if, so he had a gap picked out. He was saying,
I guess so. I mean, that's what he was telling me. He said he didn't like the ante option, so he just said, you know what, I'm gonna chuck it through these trees. Which I can respect a man with a plan.
Definitely.
Nathan, good shot there. Just ends up a little too far on the right side. And I'm throwing a forehand here with a force.
Oh, catching one of those late trees. I mean, if you beat that, you're almost home free for a really good spot on the fairway.
It's still doable from there for a par, though. So I kind of knew that. Wasn't getting too down on myself. Silas throwing a forehand function, which is his roller disc.
That's heading towards that pond.
What a little germ line, dude.
And he stays
Call
safe.
that a germ line.
Yeah. Throwing that flippy disc through the woods.
Here's myself. I'm throwing an avalanche just to get kind of back out to the middle of the fairway.
You've got a nice little gap there. You execute nicely, and that'll be a good position to get up and down for the par.
I was kind of thinking get out of the trees and get as right as possible to open up that angle. So,
Nathan.
Job well done, I guess I could say. That's an unfortunate shot there for Nathan.
So that's going roller? Or is this super stable?
It should be stable enough. And he loves it, apparently.
Maybe a bit of sarcasm there.
I guess we'll have to find out here in about a minute.
Bradley, after throwing that very courageous second.
He goes, oh. It's going to be a rough spot if I had to guess. Nathan throwing 4. Anti-turnover line. I like this. Little inside, though. Yeah.
Looks like he caught that bush.
Strange that it looked like it kept flying. That's kind of weird.
Here's myself throwing Earhart zone.
Maybe about 250 feet away or so.
Yeah, just a little short, but it gets a good scoot. I was thinking I was going to be edge of circle, but it's more in that 25-foot range. Brad throwing this Draco, I believe. I don't know if I love fairway driver from right here. I almost made it, so I kind of liked it after that.
Yeah, looked like the right stability, but the disc was a bit fast. He wasn't too far away from the pin. But he gave himself a putt, and it's really all you can ask for when you're off the fairway on this hole.
Silas throwing that drop. So maybe he wasn't joking about his fist bump. He was right in the middle.
Yeah, just dropping that thing right next to the basket.
See what you did there. Nathan forehand. Oh, no. That one's going to hurt.
Although he was close, it still looked like a very tricky shot he was left with. And
Indeed.
now he's got this.
Lays that one up. That's going to be rough after getting 4 of the last 5. Brad, a little low. Myself for par.
Good par.
I'm definitely happy with the par on that one. Silas also tapping in a good par. Brad takes a bogey. Nathan will tap in a double. Not an uncommon score on this hole at all.
Yeah, 3 over from the group there. It just shows you the teeth of hole 9.
Mm-hmm. That'll do it for our front 9 out here at Bainbridge Oaks Disc Golf Course. We got Brad at 12 under, Silas at 16, myself at 12 under, Nathan Queen at 9 under. You can see how the leaderboards are shaping up. Silas is still in first, 2 ahead of my brother Jake Monn, who is 14 under total, and I am only 2 behind him, knotted up with Brad like 2 snakes in a handbag at 12 under. You can follow me on Instagram at RymonDG.14.
Yeah, and you can give me a follow at Edwardinho_disc_golf on Instagram. That handle will be in the description. And don't forget to give Ace Run a follow.
We will see you guys on the back 9. Let's run it.